Your child wants to learn guitar, and that's amazing. But where do you start? You may know nothing about music or guitar. Or maybe you thought it was just a phase your child was going through, but they keep asking. So today, I'll show you the important steps or first steps to set them up for success, so you can support your precious one on this journey. So the size of the guitar is really important for the playing position for a child, and there are 3 different types or sizes of guitar. So we have this half-size guitar, which is perfect from around 4 to 6 years old. And then we have the 3/4 guitar, which is then from 7 to around 12. And then from 12 plus, we have the full size guitar. And there are 2 different types of guitar. There are acoustic guitars and there are also electric guitars. So which one to get first? Well, the lower cost, lower risk option is the acoustic guitar, because they come at a lower cost. And from what I see with parents, or I advise with parents, once you see that next level of commitment from your child and they want to play electric, then that would be a great investment. What is the best age to learn guitar? Now, as a full-time guitar teacher in my own schools, I get asked this often. The youngest child I have ever taught has been 4 years old. And with a child around that age, you are looking for it to be a little bit more play-based. And you've got to look out for motor skills as well. They play a big part in guitar playing. And a good sign is if your child is quite neat in their writing, then they have good control over their motor skills. And that could be a really good sign that they're ready to learn. And also concentration. If the concentration's in the right place, if you can hold the concentration for around 5 to 10 minutes, then that's also a good sign that they're ready to learn. So usually around 4, 5, 6, 7 is the perfect age. But I trust you as a mum know your child and their engagement to things. So those are a couple of things to just look out for. If you don't want to spend hours and hours and hours trawling through YouTube videos and thinking, what should I be learning first? If you haven't already, go check out my online program called Guitar Star in 30 Days. It is for children and families. You don't need to think about what you should be learning and in what order and what you should do, because this course is very well organized and structured, and everything is laid out in a logical order for the complete beginner on what guitar to choose, what you should learn first, what skills are involved in guitar learning, and what are the best beginner songs to learn first. I've provided a link in the comments of this video for you to check out, or you can just follow this Q&R code here to learn more. Back to the lesson. Are they talented enough to learn? What I tend to do is to park that talented thing up for the moment, because I believe if we can all learn music, if we've got good use of our hands and cognitive function, then we can learn, because it's about developing skills. When you see somebody who's talented playing guitar, you probably haven't seen the blood, sweat and tears and all the practice that's gone before that to get to that level where that they look talented. Learning with a tutor versus self-teaching. Learning with a teacher, and I speak from past experiences here with learning with many teachers as a kid, that it can be a really great experience, a positive experience, or it can be a really bad one depending on the teachers. And as you know, not all teachers are the same. So if you decide to go down the tutor route, here's a few things that you want to look out for. Does the teacher have a good retention rate, that the students or the children stick around for a long period of time? That can be the signs that he's a good teacher or she's a good teacher. The other is, does he predominantly or she predominantly teach children? Or do they just really focus on teaching adults? Do they teach advanced people or they teach beginners? So these are the type of things that you'd want to find out before enrolling your child, because a bad experience can impact us and wanting to move forward into lessons. So we always want it to be positive and a fun experience. So one of the benefits of self-learning guitar is that you can totally go at your own pace with a busy schedule, and you can also just solely learn from home. And a tutor can be expensive, and self-learning can be at a lower cost, or a lower cost way to learn to play the guitar. Some parents love to learn alongside the children, and I really try to push that with the students in my school, because I think it helps to build like family bonds as well, and that unity, and the children who really get that support from the grandparents and the parents, from what I see from over 25 years of teaching, are the ones that become really successful at this and build that confidence, that self-belief, positive self-image along the way. And it's surprising how many mums decide to learn alongside their children as well. And, you know, the positives they get to see their children being happy and thriving and finding their thing. Practice is important to become successful at guitar. So you want to start with small amounts at first, and then that can build. So just 5-10 minutes per day is enough for a child to be starting off on the practice journey. You want to try to keep the practice daily, so we're forming habits just like brushing teeth, and avoid the binge practice sessions. It's better to do small amounts throughout the week than just one big practice session. The truth is, when we become good at something, we naturally want to do it more. We want to show others. So that's where we want to head. And it's also not about the amount of time spent practicing, but what matters the most is how you practice and what you practice. So the more structured the lessons are, and following a pro-them method all help with this. So just a quick recap here, the right guitar matters. So the correct size of the guitar is going to make all the difference and making learning to play a lot easier for your child. Learning with a tutor versus self-learning. Learning with a tutor can be great if it's a good match for your child and the teacher has a lot of experience and high retention rate with students, and has a curriculum developed for kids. Self-learning also has its benefits if you have a really busy schedule, and it's a lower cost way of learning, and you can completely go at your own pace. Practicing and habit building. So as you initially learn the guitar, you don't have to do hours and hours of practice. 5-10 minutes per day can achieve a lot more than a big binge practice session. As always, I appreciate you watching to the end of today's video and hope you now know the next steps to take on the guitar journey. And remember, if you need any more help, learn more about my Guitar Star in 30 Days program just by scanning this QR code or following the link in the description of this video.